in this video we are going to do relevant costing questions, and the question first is, what is the relevant cost of material for the special contract? Okay, so let's read out the scenario. You company has been asked to quote a special contract, and the following information about the materials needed has been given: material X, original cost, scrap value, replacement cost. The contract requires 10 kg of material X, and there are 250 kg of this material in the inventory which was purchased in the year over 2 years ago. If material X is modified at the cost of 2 per kg, it could be then used as a substitute for material Y, which is in the regular use and currently costs 6 per kg. So now, for the relevant costing of material, what we have to think is, how first of all the first step is to identify how much material is required for the new contract. As in our case, it is the 10 kg of material X, and then next step is to identify whether this material is available in the stock or we need to purchase out. Okay, so question told there are 250 kg of material is in the inventory, so it means 10 kg of requirement can be fulfilled out from the inventory. Okay, right? But in case of we need to purchase, in that case the relevant cost will be the current market price. Okay, so current market price. And now if in case it is already available in the stock, in that case again two scenario will be formed. The first is it in the regular use or not? In our scenario it is in the regular use, no doubt. So again in that case our relevant cost will be the current market price or current cost, whichever which has been given in the question. Okay, but in some case it is not in the regular use, then we have to find out its alternative use. If that is also yes, it has a alternative use, then the higher relevant cost will be the higher of the alternative use cost or its disposal value. Or in some case, if alternative use cost of the material has not been given, in that case the disposal value will be the relevant cost. Okay, I hope this is clear. So now material required is 10 kg and it is available in the stock and it is in the regular use. So our relevant cost will be, for this scenario, as I told, will be the current cost. But how much material we require? 10, and the current cost is 6, but we need to modify. Alternative use cost here is, we need to modify it means 2 per kg cost will be required to modify it. We need to deduct this amount, so only 4 is our relevant cost, and which is higher than the disposal value. Okay, so 4 is higher than the disposal value. Original cost is the sunk cost, it won't be relevant. Okay, okay. So next question here is, what is the relevant cost of the labor for the special contract? Okay, for the case of labor, now we have to identify whether the labor is in the full capacity or spare capacity. In case of spare capacity, the relevant cost will be 0, but in case of the full capacity, again we have to see whether we can hire more labor or we can't. If we can hire the more labor, in that case relevant cost will be the means extra cost of the labor. Okay, but if we can't hire the labor, in that case our labor cost will be the labor cost which we are paying, or extra labor cost plus the contribution which we lose if we will bring the labor from the existing work into the new contract. Okay, I hope you will clear by doing the questions. Okay, let's read out the scenario here. VV company has been asked to quote a special contract, and the contract requires the 100 of labor hours. Okay, so this one is question number 72. Okay, so how much labor hours is required? 100 hours, right? Okay, uh, the labor which are paid 15 hour are working at full capacity. The question told the labor are in the full capacity, so now we have to see whether we can hire a more labor or we can't. Okay, so currently they are paying a 50 per hour to the labor, and there is a shortage of labor in the market. The labor required to undertake this special contract would have to taken from the another contract jet which currently utilize 500 of labors and generate a 500 worth of contribution. Means there is shortage of the labor in the market, and if we will means use the existing labor which are working at the full capacity, they are working on the other contract called JED, and which require 500 hours of the labor and generate a 5000 worth of contribution. Okay, and if the labor was taken from the contract jet, then the whole contract jet would have to be delayed, and such delay would invoke a penalty of 1000. What is the relevant cost of the labor for a special contract? So as I told, we have to identify whether the labor are in the spare capacity or in the full capacity, but in our scenario is in the full capacity. And again in the full capacity, whether we can hire the more labor or we can't, but in our case there is shortage of labor, so we can't hire the extra labor, right? So we have to utilize the existing one. Again the existing labor has been working on the new contract, means like the special contract, and that's generating a 5000 contributions using a 5 hours of the labor. So it means, as I told, if they will work on the new contract, we will lose this contribution and we have to add. But in this scenario we won't add the contribution. So you might ask the why, because this contract can be delayed, means we can delay this contract and on this contribution later on, but we have to pay the penalty, and this penalty will be our relevant cost for this scenario. Okay, I hope you got the clear. So they are paying the existing labor 15 per hour, and we will multiply this with the 100 and plus penalty cost which is 1000, and we will add this both amount, and this 2500 is our relevant cost. Hope you are clear now. Okay, so labor and this one is penalty cost. Okay. Okay, so labor cost, I mean relevant costing chapter for the labor and material, based on this whole concept you have to understand in order to solve the question, and rest is the practice and the practice. Okay, so next question is 73. What is the relevant cost of material D to be included in the cost of the special order? Okay, so let's move ahead. So question number 73. Question number 73. Okay, so what is the relevant cost of material D to be included in the costing of a special order? Okay, okay, let's read out the scenario. An organization is considering the cost to be incurred in the respect of a special order opportunity, and the order will require 1250 kg of material Ds. So how much material is required? It requires 1250 kg of materials, and this is readily available and regularly used by the organization in its normal product. Means this material is readily available and regularly used by the organization. As I told, we have to see whether this material is available in the stock, or we need to purchase it from the outside, and whether it's readily available or not, I mean regularly used by the organization or not. But in our scenario it is readily available and regularly used by the organization. So there are 265 kg of material D in the inventory. So we do have already 265 kg of material in the inventory. So how much we have to purchase from the outside? Inventory. So how much we need to purchase? We need to purchase, by subtracting these two we will get, we need to purchase 985 kg of material from the outside. Okay, so inventory which cost 795 last week. So this is the sunk cost, it has been occurred earlier. The current market price is 3.24 kg, and the material D is normally used to make a product X. Each unit of X requires 3 kg of material D, and if material D is costed 3 per kg, each unit of X yield a contribution of 15. So here material available in the stock is 265 kg, and we need to purchase out 985 kg, but the material is readily available in the market. So whole means relevant cost will be, in case of readily available or regularly used by the organization, will be the current market price, as I told. So it means whole inventory I mean material required will be uh, multiplied by the current market price, which is 3.24 kg, and this will be our the relevant cost. Now you might be wondering why I didn't consider the inventory, um, the material which are already in the inventory. Why I don't just take the relevant cost, like the lose uh, 3 per kg and 15 contribution. Why I don't take this as a relevant cost for the those material which are already in the inventory? Because I told earlier, if the material is readily available or regularly used by the organization, in that case our relevant cost will be the current market price. That's why the whole whatever the material we will require will be multiplied by the current market price. Okay. Okay, so next is what is the relevant cost of 2000 kg of material J to be included in the quotations? Okay, let's read out the scenario. We got to know we will require a 2000 kg of material J. In order to utilize some spare capacity, the K is preparing a quotation for a special order which required 2000 kg of materials. So now we got to know we required a 2 just a minute, question number is 2, it's 74, and we required 2000 kg of materials. K has a 800 kg of material J in the inventory. Okay, so we do have material in the inventory, it's 800 kg. Okay, so how much we have to purchase? We will purchase 1200 kg. Okay, so original cost is 7 per kg, so this is the sunk cost, it won't be relevant. Okay, material J is used in the company main product L, means it has a alternative use. Okay, so each unit of L uses 5 kg of material J. Okay, and based on input value 7 per kg of J, each unit of L yield a contribution of 10. The resale value of material J is 5.50. Now the question has given the resale value as well. The present replacement price of material J is 8 per kg, and material J is readily available in the market. Again question told it is readily available in the market. Okay, yeah. So in that, if the material is readily available in the market, so in that case again our relevant cost will be the current market price. So we don't have to look individually for the inventory, how much the material is inventory and what will be its relevant cost, and we don't have to look as well how much we have to purchase and relevant cost. The whole material will be purchased on the current market price because it is readily available in the market. Okay, and the current market price is, where is the question, it's 74 na. The current market price is, replacement price is 8. Okay, so 8, 60,000 will be our relevant cost. Okay, next, what is the relevant cost of material for the contract? A company is calculating the relevant cost of material to be used on a particular contract, and the contract requires a 4200 kg of material H. So how much material is required? I'm solving the question in shortcut, so you can just present your own presentation. So how much material is required? It's required 4200 kg. Okay, and this can be bought for 6.30 per kg. Company bought 10,000 kg of material sometimes year ago when it paid 4.50 per kg. The currently 3700 kg of this remain in the inventory. So we do have some material in the inventory as well, which is 3700. And so how much we have to purchase? So we need to purchase 500 kg. Okay, the inventory of the material H could be sold for 3.20 per kg, means this can be sold for a 3.20 per kg. If we will use this material, this will be our opportunity cost we will lose. The company has no other use of material as other than on this contract, means it don't have a alternative use, but it could be modified at a cost of 3.70 per kg and use it in the substitute for the material J, means after modification it do have a alternative use and material J is regularly used by the company. Again question told it has been regularly used and or readily available. In that case our relevant cost will be current market price. So can be bought for a 7.50 per kg. Okay, so what is the relevant cost? Now again scenario will be formed. Purchase will be done at the current market price, which is 500 into 7.50. It is the regularly used by company can bought for, yeah, it can be bought for the 6.30. So this is our purchase, and for the inventory we have to identify whether it has a alternative use or not, or disposal value. So disposal value has been given 3.20. Okay, and it's to have a alternative use, but we need to modify, and modification cost will be 7.50 minus 3.7.50 minus 3.70. So 3.8, which one is higher, 3.20 or 3.8? 3.8 is higher, so we will take this as relevant costing for those material which are in the inventory and multiplied it by the what is the required 37. So total relevant cost will be 17210. Okay, okay, so next, what is the relevant cost of using the machine on the new project? So this one is for the relevant costing regarding the machine. AC Limited is considering a new project that will require the use of a current idle machine, and the machine has a current book value of 12,000. Okay, so current book value will be the sunk cost for the machines, and potential disposal value of 10,500 before the 200 of disposal cost. So here our relevant book value will be not will be, book value will not be the relevant cost, that's the sunk cost, but the disposal value means whatever the value we will get from the sold out will be the relevant. So disposal value, but it will incur a cost of how much, 200. So 10,500 minus 200, and hence been under depreciated by 1500 over its life to date. Again depreciation is not a relevant cost. If the machine is to be fit for the purpose on the new project, it will have to be relocated to the cost of 500 and refitted to the further cost of 800. So, now relocated cost plus refitted cost, both will need to be added. So now again you might be wondering, this disposal value is the income, why do we are adding here like a cost? Because we are using this machine in the new project because it's idle machines. So if we will use this, this opportunity will be foregone, so it's an opportunity cost, that's why we are adding here 11,600. Okay, so this is our relevant cost for the machine to be used on the new project. How much question is remaining? It's 81, still 5. Next question. What is the overhead to be charged to the project? Blunt is considering a new project but is unsure how much overhead to include in the calculation. To help him decide whether or not to proceed, existing fixed overhead are absorbed at the rate of 8 per hour worked. So fixed overhead, if it is incremental, then that in that case only it will be relevant, existing will be irrelevant. Blunt is certain that the project will involve an incremental 500 labor hours. Okay, the project will involve extra machines running cost, and this variable overhead cost him 4 per hour. The number of extra machine hours is expected to be 450 hours, and the difference between this figure and the 500 labor above is expected ideal time. The project will require a little more temporary space that can be rented at a fixed cost of 1200 for the period of hire, and this overhead is not included in the fixed overhead absorption rate. Okay, so due to this project, this temporary space has been hired, and so this one is incremental fixed cost, and this one is obviously gonna be relevant to us, है ना?